to SPARKNUniversity Spark TV. I'm Javon, your personal success strategist. Each week, I provide tools and tips to enhance your personal performance, productivity, and accountability so that way you can design a life that is meaningful and purposeful to you. So this week, I want to take you with me while I make my monthly goal board. And normally I do a bullet journal. And nothing fancy, it's just like a journal that I probably paid about $10 for at Walmart. But I used to put in here like my overview for the month, all my goals and activities and stuff like that. And then later behind it, I would have like my weeks. But since I've been working from home, this is not really convenient for me anymore. And so I wanted to create something where I can always see it, right? So I decided, why not make a format of my bullet journal on a board, right? So everything, I'm always on a budget. I am a budget person, okay? So everything I have is probably about $15 or less total, okay? So the first thing I did is I used Canva to recreate my layout that I use for my monthly layout in my bullet journal. So I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have a calendar on here. I have my goals. I have 3 categories. So I have my professional, my spiritual, and my personal goals. My calendar, I use this pretty much for tracking purposes. So I have 3 things that I want to track each month. I want to track my reading. I want to track my water, if I'm drinking my water intake like I'm supposed to, and if I'm exercising like I'm supposed to. So I'm using my calendar to actually track, not necessarily write events, because I use my phone calendar for that, right? And then at the top corner, I have my projects. And I'm only concerned about what is in progress and what is upcoming. So that is what I put on here. I have an area for notes, things to do. I try not to over focus, so I always believe in 3 takeaways, 3 things to focus on, right? So I have 3 things, and then I have think on this, and this is my positive motivation thought for the month. So it can be a quote that inspires me, it can be a scripture that inspires me, it can be a prayer, whatever I feel like at that month, and that's what I'm feeling, and that I feel like that is going to project my attitude for the rest of the month. That's what I'll put right there. Okay, so I'm going to recreate this on this board. So I wanted a nice size board, so I went to Walmart and I purchased, this is a 24 by 36 poster frame. Okay, nothing fancy. I was like, I'm not spending all that money on nothing. So this right here, this will work. I'm going to use my permanent markers. I have, I told y'all, I'm an educator, so I have all types of pens. I love pens. I love colors. So this is all a bunch of Sharpies and color pens and all that good stuff. Yeah, right. You can never have too many accessories. So these are my Expo markers that I'm going to use to write on my board. And these are my permanent markers that I chose to use for the layout, to create the layout on my board. And then I like stickers and Post-it notes. So my Post-it notes are going to have my motivational things to think of. So like, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a whiteboard behind me. And these are things that I try to focus on all the time. Like, are you a giraffe? I'll share the message behind that later. How are you making a difference today? Unapologetically and authentically me. God has something planned just for me. New days equals new opportunities, right? And then of course, make today remarkable on purpose. So those are little things that I like to put on my little sticky notes that I put around my board to remind me of key things that I want to think about. And then I figured, and I got these at Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree, right? You can't. You know what, Dollar Tree though? Sometimes it's a trap, right? Because it's only $1, but then you buy all the things that's $1, and then you look up, you done spent like $30 at Dollar Tree, right? That's me. So I bought some Post-it notes. These are my little sticker things, and then I bought these little color coding labels because I want to use this as the bullets on my. I'm thinking about using that as my bullets on my poster board. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up. So I'm going to pause this video real quick and get everything ready. All right, see you shortly. All right, y'all, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Okay, I decided, because remember I told you I don't cut very well. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Wrapping paper. Yes. All right, so I had some leftover wrapping paper, and wrapping paper has a grid on the back. So if you got leftover wrapping paper, that's even better, okay? So that's what I'm going to use for this. So I'm going to put that over there. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is my calendar. So what I did was, since I'm using this grid, I came down 2 squares because I want to leave room to put my month, right here. So like my month in review. So I probably do 2 squares and a third because I like to do like a little wiggly on everything. I don't do anything straight. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and put my calendar on here. I'm going to come down 1. I'm going to move over about, because I got to leave room for my frame. So I'm going to put my days of the week right here. And I'm going to use black because I like to color code with everything else. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and frame this in. And since sometimes there are 5 weeks in a month, I'm just going to count down 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's going to equate for my weeks. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and draw this in. Y'all, I got a grid and I still can't go straight. Look, kindergarten, you had to cut straight. That was part of your grade, like your little skills check. And you had to cut straight and all that good stuff. I didn't pass cutting in kindergarten. And my mom is a teacher, and she would have, if you are a child of a teacher, you already know in the beginning of the year, you know exactly what you're doing. Bulletin boards, right? So my mom would be like, well, only one time. She was like, hey, can y'all cut these out for me? It's me and my sister. And she was like, cut these shapes out for her while she was doing something else, getting ready. Man, after she saw that, she was like, okay, I'm good. So after that, I didn't cut no more. But I invented that little squiggly thing, like a little wavy thing. Now people pay money for the scissors. I just automatically just did that already. And that kind of, people thought I was being all fancy. Yeah, I was being fancy, but that's because I couldn't cut. Okay, so that's my calendar board. Okay. And remember I said I'm using my calendar not to keep track of dates because I have my mobile map for that, right? Well, my mobile app. I keep my calendar events on my phone. So I'm just gonna do the squiggly lines. I still like squiggly. And I'll just go ahead and use the color codes to track my things that I want to use. So what I'm trying to track is I want to read more, so I'm supposed to be tracking my reading. I am tracking my water intake and exercise. And when I record it on my calendar, I'm just going to use bullets or maybe check marks or something like that for every day that I meet my goal. You know, everybody likes things like that. If you see that in front of your face, it's a sense of accountability, but it's also a source of celebration. Because if I have a whole month of activities and I've done everything I'm supposed to do, then guess what, friends? I treat myself. I sure do. I go ahead and I say I accomplished it, so therefore I deserve something special. So that is what I do. All right, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to go straight across this way. And this is so that way I can have my squares to put my dots or my check marks, whatever I feel like for the day, in there. Okay? Now over here, this is my, I'm going to put my color code over there. So for, let me see. I said I want to do reading. Let me get my markers. I took them back over here. So I want to do, I think I want to do green and orange. Y'all, I'm a simple person. I don't like a whole bunch of colors. I have a few colors that I like that are my favorites, and I use it for everything. So over here, I'm going to put, I'm gonna put R for reading, and I think I want to put that, I want that to be purple. Okay, so I'm gonna put R for reading. And then I want to take my water, water, blue, I associate blue with water. And then I want to exercise. So I think I'm gonna put orange. Okay. And then that way, when I put my dots on here or check marks or whatever, using my color Expos, I know exactly what I did for that day. Okay. So that is my calendar. Then I want to go ahead and put my markers over here on the side. I want on here, I want to put my projects. Remember I said I want to put projects. So I'm only concerned about what I have in progress and what is upcoming. So I'm going to go ahead and put my projects over here. So I'm going to put this right here. Projects. So these are like my major things that I'm doing, for example, I'm building content for my course, Get Up, Shake and Move, right? So I might say, I already completed my reflection journal. So that might have been on here. And then, but like right now I'm working on my, my videos, right? So I'm working on my videos. So I'll probably say in progress videos. And then upcoming will be my workbook. Okay, so that'll be over there. All right, so I like squigglies. So they got my little squiggly projects. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put in progress and upcoming, right? And we're just gonna keep everything black so that way everything is uniform. Because remember I said I like to color code. So I'm gonna put in progress and upcoming. Just go over a little bit. Put that on there. Okay, so that's my things for that. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put that little bubble around there. I like that. I love these little bubbles. Okay. All right, so, and then I'm going to draw a line in the middle because I need to separate my columns, right? And I think I'm gonna bring it down a couple of spaces. So I'll probably bring it down 2 below the calendar. So I'm just gonna go ahead and, it's the squiggly. Okay, so that's my squiggly line for my projects. So now I want to have an area for my goals focused on my 3 categories. So I have professional, spiritual, and personal. And I chose those because That's kind of easy to get. So I have goals here. I'm gonna put goals. Right? And I'm going to put professional. And then I'm going to put spiritual. And I'm going to put personal. Okay, so those are my goals. And then I don't believe in, I like 3. 3 is a perfect number. So I like to do 3 takeaways, you know, 3 things to focus on. So I'm just going to put my 3 goals right here. And here come my little bubbles. You know they coming. So, you know what? For this though, I think I want a little color on this though. No, I'm gonna stay with my black. This is my professional. This is my spiritual. And this is my personal. Okay? And remember, we only doing 3. So since I have this perfect grid right here, this is perfect. I just do my 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, 2, and 3, right? So those are my goals. And then I want things to do, right? So things to do. So these are things that I don't know, maybe I have, maybe I want to reorganize my kitchen cabinets, right? So these are things that I want to do. And how many are we going to pick? Only 3, right? Because it's a lot. 3 is enough. All right, so things to do. Let's put this up here. Things to do, right? And my 1, 2, 3. 3 is a perfect number. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, and then I'm going to put my think on this over here. Remember, this is my motivation or my scripture or my quote or my prayer, whatever it is I want to keep my mind focused on for the month, right? So I'm going to put that there. So I'm going to put think on this, and this don't need to be that far. So I'm thinking maybe about 4. No, probably like 3. So let's do like 3. Let's scooch over. We'll scooch over here, right here. Yeah, right here. So I'm gonna do 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I'm gonna probably go to about right here. So this is my box for my think on this. Y'all, look at that line. I try. I get an A for effort. I hope I get an A for effort. So, yeah. So what are you tracking any of your habits? If you are, tell me, let me know. Tell me in the comments below. What is 1 or 2 things that you like to track on an ongoing basis or for a month or whatever. Okay, so this is my think on this. And I think I'm just going to put it over here. Think on this. Right. And then this space right here, I'm not going to label it, but this open space right here would be where I put my notes at, okay? If I have any additional notes or anything like that, which I probably, I don't know. I'm not going to say I won't, but this is kind of focused, you know what I'm saying? So I just leave that open space right there if I want my notes right there. Okay, so as you see, it's just real simple. And let me turn it around so you can see it. Okay, so here's my calendar for my tracking purposes. And what I'll do is with my dry erase marker, I'm gonna go in and I'm going to put the dates. So like if the first, I forgot when it first started. I think the first started on a Monday, right? So I would put a 1 right here, and then, you know, so forth. And then of course I have my projects that I'm focused on, okay? So things I'm working on. And projects are things that have a beginning and an end, but they are also more focused. It's more than a to-do list, right? So like I said over here, I want to clean my kitchen cabinets, but that's not going to go as far as my project, right? So my project has stages to it, or phases to it. So I have that over there. Then these are my goals that I'm focused on: my professional, my spiritual, and my personal. Okay. So that way you can see that my professional, spiritual, and personal. My 3 things to do, because remember, no more than 3. 3 is enough, right? Because we want to be set up for success, right? I don't want disappointment or discouragement, because then I'll just be like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do it no more, right? So, and then I have my little part that says think on this, okay? And that's my reflection area. All right? So, let me know what you use to keep your monthly goals, and we'll track our goals together this month, okay? So I'm going to get ready to put this back inside my frame, and then you can see it all put together, and then I'm gonna get ready to hang it up on my wall in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this so that way I can get my frame and put it together for you. All right, see you soon. Okay, friend, I'm back. Okay, so this is, I started working on it so that we can kind of see how it works. But as you know, I put my month up here, I filled in the dates. I decided to use, remember we only do 3, right? So I'm not picking 3 professional goals, 3 spiritual or anything like that. I'm only picking 1 from each category, which gives me 3 goals to focus on, right? Because we want what? Success, right? So I have those over here. And then these are where the numbers were. I put the little sticky dots on here. And then my things to do. And then over here, like for example, my projects in progress. So I have my Get Up, Shake, and Move videos. And then upcoming, my Get Up, Shake, and Move workbook. And there's going to be a link to the sign up for that course. Because remember, that starts in March. So that's why that's on here. That needs to get done. I still have to put my little encouragement notes on my little sticky notes and put that on there. But other than that, oh, and I have to put my motivation right there. So this is pretty much it. And then it is going to hang on my wall. And I made this under $15. So, and it's reusable, right? So let me know if you like this right here and what it is that you're using to track your goals and things like that for the month. So if you like this week's tools and tips, then subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit that notification bell. You can also visit SPARKNUniversity.com. And the links to all these different resources that I showed you today will also be in my description box, along with the link for the Get Up, Shake, and Move course that starts in March. So choose today to start living your life boldly, passionately, and purposefully. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.